It's been over 1 year since Hamas launched an unprecedented attack on the peaceful communities of southern Israel. They slaughtered 1,200 innocent men, women, and children. Many were brutalized and raped, and another 251 were kidnapped. It was so cruel and so sadistic that it shocked the world. Almost immediately after that dark day on October 7, Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthi forces in Yemen, and terror militias in Syria and Iraq joined in. And at the center of this assault on the Jewish state was Iran, which had long provided financial, military, and ideological support to these terror armies. Their objective was clear: to raise the state of Israel from the map. This was a time for the world to unite, for the forces of good to stand up to the forces of evil, for moral clarity to shine through. Yet the global response was bewildering. Israel was fighting for its life, yet an alternate, perverse reality took shape, one in which Israel, the tiny Jewish state and only democracy in the Middle East, fighting on 7 different fronts, was not seen as a nation under siege, but as the aggressor. This alternate reality was embraced by many governments, media outlets, and global institutions. Instead of focusing on the evil unleashed on Israel, they focused on Israel's military response to that evil. Countries that should have known better, like France, Britain, and Canada, even initiated limited military embargoes to try force Israel into a ceasefire, one in which the Hamas monsters would stay in power and the fate of Israel's hostages would be left in their hands. Instead of attacking Israel with false accusations such as starving the Palestinians or denying them aid, why are they not asking important questions like, how is it possible for the rulers of a so-called besieged territory like Gaza to have the skills and the money and the resources to be able to build a colossal underground terror network bigger than the New York subway, bigger than the London Underground, yet they are dependent on Israel for essential services like power and water? How is it possible that their leaders are billionaires, yet they are dependent on so-called aid organizations like UNRWA for healthcare and education? And how is it possible that a country like Egypt, which many people forget shares a border with Gaza, escapes any criticism? Hamas were able to build up huge arsenals of weaponry because of underground tunnels running from Egypt into Gaza, yet no one in the global community seems bothered by that. This same global community that stands critical of Israel right now has contributed billions of dollars over the years to Gaza. Are they not a little bit curious about how their generosity has contributed to this? These countries and international institutions that live in this alternate reality are so critical of Israel and are trying so desperately to limit Israel's ability to defend themselves. So the question has to be asked: if their countries were invaded by a terror force who murdered and raped and kidnapped their citizens, what would they do? If their countries were attacked every single day with rockets and missiles, each one designed to kill, forcing millions into bomb shelters, what would they do? What would any of us do? Would they sit back and simply do nothing, just allowing their citizens to be at the mercy of terror entities? Or would they fight back with all their might and all their ability, determined to eradicate an enemy sworn to their destruction? I think we all know the answer to that. As long as the global community remains confused between these two realities, one grounded in facts, the other in distortion, this conflict will continue, and the hopes for a future of peace and security will be destroyed.